Hey guys, welcome to week 5 of my video diaries charting my progress for health, mental well-being, all those kind of things. Firstly, I just want to address that I've had a bunch more positive feedback from everybody, which is amazing. I'm getting messages from people who are saying that they're proud of me, which is cool. And I'm also getting a lot of messages from people who have gone through or are going through the same things as what I'm talking about, and that's really humbling to hear from friends and also from strangers. I've heard from a bunch of people who have seen, like obviously the videos come up in their Facebook feed, or they've got the link from Instagram or something like that, and they've got in contact with me via Facebook message or via my email. And it's really nice to hear from people who I don't know, like knowing that this is helping some people out. I'm doing it mainly for myself, as a form of, I guess, catharsis. It's really cathartic, getting it out of your system and being able to put it out in public forum. And that's just the way that I'm dealing with it. I know that everybody's different, but so yeah, I really appreciate all of the kind words that I'm getting from everybody, and the encouragement really means the world to me. So thanks, everyone. Two things that I'm going to quickly touch on today. The first is goal setting, which I did touch on at the end of my video last week. So yeah, when I've used to set goals in the past, I'd set myself really simple goals, but if I didn't achieve them, I'd feel like a failure and get real down on myself. And I know that that's probably the same thing that a lot of people are going through. So what I've stopped doing is just stop setting myself these goals. Like I went to Hong Kong in March and set myself a goal to lose weight and fit into the size, whatever it was, 40, which, I'm like normally a size 44, 42. So I wanted to get down to a size 40 or lower to fit into some nice clothes that I'd get made over there. And I did that and lost the weight and got over there and got my suit made. I actually got it made a size smaller so I could encourage myself to lose more weight. But what I did when I got back from Hong Kong, like my brain, works in a funny way. Your brain can sometimes work against you and be your worst enemy. So what I'd done was I'd reached that goal that I'd set myself, and once I've gone past the goal, my brain's just given up. It's gone, well, you've done what you wanted to do. Now we're going to do what we did before and what you enjoy, which is eating shit. So, yeah, I'm not setting myself any goals. I'm not setting myself a 10 kilo in 12-week target or anything like that. I'm just changing my entire outlook in terms of health and fitness and well-being. So I haven't had any major weight change over the last 4 or 5 weeks. But I have made a lot of positive changes, which will start to lead into that pretty soon, I think. And one of those main changes is I'm going to be making some pretty drastic changes to my diet. And that was based on the fact that I sat down the other night and watched these 5 or 6 documentaries on Netflix and used them as a sort of a time of self-reflection. And these movies were really eye-opening and awakening for me. So I'll let you know what the movies were that I watched. I watched, the first one was Cowspiracy, which touches on the environmental impact that livestock has on our environment. And if you guys haven't watched any of these documentaries, whether you're a full-blown eat meter or you're a part-time fish and chip hypocrite, or you're a full-time militant vegan. I mean, if you are, full-on veggie vegan, you've probably seen these before, and I'm preaching to the choir. But I fully recommend everyone watch these movies. Okay. So Cowspiracy was the first one that I watched, and then I went on to watch Food Inc. Like I said, these are all on Netflix, so they're easy to get a hold of. So Cowspiracy, Food Inc. Then I watched Fat, Sick and Nearly Dead 1 and 2. And the last one that I watched was Food Matters. And it's the last two that I'm going to talk about for the next couple of minutes. So Food Matters is entirely about the nutrition that we're putting into our body and the healing effects that it can have. I know that for some people it might sound a bit hippie-ish or whatever, but these are doctors and professors that are speaking in these documentaries, people who know a lot more about it than what I do. And they were talking about the fact that what we put into our bodies, determines what happens to our bodies, which just makes so much sense. The old saying that you are what you eat, and so they're talking about moving towards a plant-based diet, eliminating all of the artificial preservatives and crap, or as much as possible, and eliminating harmful things like dairy. And the one thing that I took out of Food Matters, which is a great documentary, there's a whole lot to take out of it. I'm going to rewatch them all again too a couple of times so I can take down some more notes and really get the stuff embedded in my brain. But the one thing was the number one choice that we all have every day that impacts us. Doesn't matter if you're poverty stricken or if you live in a mansion or whatever. The number one choice that every human has is what they put into their body. I mean, some people don't have a choice. Some people are starving, but that's another kettle of fish. The biggest difference that we can make to ourselves every day is making the choice between what we take to put from the length of our arm into our mouth. So you can either grab a bag of carrots and some hummus, or you can grab a bag of chips and some dip and some chocolate, and the difference is the length of your arm. So that's the one thing that I took out of that. And then there's Fat, Sick and Nearly Dead, and that's the one that I really want to get into, because this guy he loses a sack of weight, becomes really healthy on a juiced food plant-based diet. Now the thing is, he's a successful corporate guy. He can afford to buy all of these organic veggies and drink 6 or 7 juices a day. But someone like me, I definitely cannot afford to. I go to an organic food market and I almost have a heart attack, with the prices of some things. So what I really want to hear from people is some really healthy plant-based cheap options. Obviously not everyone's going to be able to afford to go to their local organic juice market and spend $9 4 or 5 times a day on a juice. I can't afford a juicer at the moment, so I want to hear some options that you guys have and some alternatives. I'm really interested in moving towards a plant-based diet. I can't make any promises. I'm not going to turn militant vegan overnight, but I really want to eliminate the meat and the dairy and try and fill my body with as many healthy nutrients moving forward. And I think as I do that, I'm going to see a bunch of weight come off too, which is going to be even better. So yeah, that's it for this week, guys. If you guys have got any advice for me, I want you guys to send me links on, whether it's on the Facebook post that I do or on the video if you're watching on YouTube, or email me as well. I'll put the email address in the link for the video. So yeah, send me through any recipes, any links that you might have to other movies which could help, documentaries, articles. I want to read up on as much as I can. So thanks a lot for tuning in for the week 5, and we'll be back week 6 and with a couple of updates on what I've done diet-wise, and see if I'm getting any closer to my goal, which is being able to do some pull-ups for the first time in about 15 years. So thanks, guys, and I'll see you guys next week.